All right, let's talk about a silent killer for so many founders. This problem of building an offer that just crumbles the second you put any real pressure on it. In this explainer, we're going to show you how to stop building these temporary shelters and actually start architecting something that is truly built to last.
Okay, let's just start with this idea, because it pretty much goes against everything you've ever heard about moving fast. In the world of building something that endures, it's not about how fast you're going, it's all about the rhythm of your work.
You feel it, right? We all do. This constant, immense pressure from everywhere, investors, the market, even from ourselves, to build and scale like yesterday. But here's the thing, that very pressure is often what causes the first cracks in your foundation.
But all that rushing, it has a cost. It's this invisible price tag that you don't see on any spreadsheet. But trust me, it is incredibly high. High enough to bankrupt your entire vision before you even really get off the ground.
And this hidden cost, it actually has a name, the urgency tax. And just understanding it is the first step to avoiding it, because this is the main thing that's silently sabotaging your ability to scale.
So what is the urgency tax? Well, think of it less like a one-time fee and more like compounding debt. Every single time you rush the design of your offer, every time you skip a foundational step, you're just adding to that debt, and it shows up as a business that just feels fragile, unpredictable, and totally unstable.
I mean, does any of this sound familiar? Inconsistent conversions, clients leaving, feeling like you can never scale your marketing? These aren't just random bad days at the office. They are the direct, predictable symptoms of a rushed foundation. If you're constantly putting out fires, you're not just busy, you're paying the urgency tax.
Okay, so how do we get out of paying this tax? Well, the answer is you don't. You avoid it completely from the start. And you do that by adopting a totally different mindset. We call it the builder's principle. It's a shift from being obsessed with progress to being disciplined about practice.
And this right here, this is the whole game. On one side, you've got the amateur. They're totally driven by emotion, constantly asking, am I there yet? Why is it so slow? But the professional, the true builder, they track practice. They ask a mechanical question, am I putting in the reps consistently? One of those paths leads to constant frustration. The other builds unshakable confidence in what you can do.
And this comes from a founder who actually made this shift. They stopped worrying about their speed and just started tracking their practice. And look at what happened. Their progress didn't magically speed up, but it stabilized. And that stability, that is the real foundation for confidence and building a capability that lasts.
So this whole idea isn't just some fluffy mindset shift. No, it's a protocol, a literal architectural method for building your offer from the ground up, making sure it can actually handle the weight of your future growth.
And look, this isn't about moving at a snail's pace. It's about being deliberate. But I really want you to pay attention to step 2 here, low velocity repetition. This is a mandatory period of going slow. It's the part everyone wants to skip, and it's the part you absolutely cannot skip if you want your offer to support high-volume revenue later on.
You have to burn this into your brain. A deliberate, methodical pace, it's not a weakness. It's not a sign you're falling behind. It is the very engine that forges the durable capability your business needs to not just survive, but to actually thrive.
So, when you put it all together, you can really see the 2 paths ahead of you. This is the big architectural choice that every single founder has to make, whether they realize they're making it or not.
And this is the choice, right here. Are you building a rushed skeleton or a durable empire? The skeleton is built on urgency. It's fragile, and it needs constant, exhausting repairs. The empire, though, it's built on consistency. It doesn't just survive. It generates stable, predictable power for the long haul.
So really, it all boils down to this. You have to give yourself permission to say no to this culture of false urgency. You need to trade that frantic, panicked energy for the calm, immense strength that only comes from building at a pace you can actually maintain.
As we wrap this up, that's really the only question left to ask yourself. And you have to be honest. When you look at your daily actions, your priorities, your mindset, what are you really building? A temporary shelter that might collapse at any moment, or a durable empire?
And if your answer is durable empire, well, building something like that isn't something you do by accident. It requires a specific environment and the right architectural guidance. For all you founders who are ready to do the real work and trade that false urgency for stable power, this is your next logical step.